Hello and welcome back to the Black Summit. I'm Brooks.
I'm Hendrix.
And we are glad to be back with you guys today. We have a number of different subjects that we want to hop into. It's been a little minute, and we're happy to be back. We want to talk about affirmative action today. We'll be talking about the Titan submersible, and we'll also be getting into AI, which is kind of scaring people a little bit. We'll be talking about all of those different things, but we want to talk about affirmative action first.
All right. First, tell me real quick what you think about affirmative action. Or do you have an opinion about it?
So I actually don't know much about affirmative action, and I'm gonna be honest about it. But I do have the definition here.
Okay. What is the definition of affirmative action?
So affirmative action in the United States consists of a government mandated, government approved, and voluntary private programs granting special consideration to historically excluded groups, specifically racial minorities or women. And so that's basically what affirmative action is about. And yeah, there was a big ruling, and people are upset about it.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, the outcome of surrounding Harvard and the affirmative action case. So, excuse me. So the Supreme Court ruled Thursday that affirmative action policies at Harvard and the University of North Carolina that considered students' race for college admission are unconstitutional. But also, one thing is, so affirmative action for, like you said, minority and women, right? Mm-hmm. But affirmative action, actually, more women benefited from that than more black people benefited from it. Didn't you know that? Statistically, more women actually benefited. More white women benefited than more black people benefited.
And I think that's why a lot of people are upset, because I was looking at an interview on the, I was watching Whoopi Goldberg on The View, and she was saying that, like, this will probably get rid of women inside of schools and stuff like that. And that's why it, like, kind of confused me. I'm like, first of all, women make up 60%, I think now. It might be like 58. I might be, somewhere around there, but 58%, almost 60% of the people who go to college now. Men aren't really going to college, so I don't think it's going to change much when it comes to things like that. Also, when it comes to diversity, I think that most campuses that have diversity are going to continue to have diversity. I mean, I don't think this is going to change much. I mean, but again, I will say that I have an ignorant opinion about it. But, just based off of what I've seen, I mean, if a college decides not to have much diversity, I don't think black people want to go there anyways. And so I think, hopefully that also spawns more black people to go and to look out for, other college options, almost like the HBCUs and some of those other colleges, But, I think mainly the reason why this even came about was because there were a group of Asians, and I can say that, who felt like it was unfair to them, and I'm not saying that I'm not on their side or not on their side.
Unfair to them, why? That they couldn't get into a college?
Well, because they were being overlooked, they were being overlooked by affirmative action, because affirmative action is mainly geared towards people who,
like you said, historically,
excluded groups. And, Asians, I guess they had really great scores on their SATs. And so, they weren't really looked at as much as opposed to these other groups, minorities, black people, women, Hispanics, whatever you may say these excluded groups are. But yeah, I mean, like, I just don't know enough about it, and I'm upfront about that. But also, I don't think it's going to change much as everybody's making a big uproar about it. But I do think that it's helped out a lot of people who look like me and you. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it has. Oh, we're going black.
We're going dark
The
here.
true Black Summit. It has helped out a lot of people like me and
And
you. But you know,
I do think though that, let me just say this
go
last
ahead.
point. I do think that, we've gotten to a point here in America where I feel like I think we'll be fine without that, ruling. And I could be wrong, but
So are you for or are you against affirmative action?
I think I'm for affirmative action. The thing is though, I don't think this ruling changes much because I just think that, we've gotten to a point here in America where I don't think these groups that were historically excluded are excluded anymore or as much.
Well, let me
So, and I could be wrong. Go
let
ahead.
me go back and piggy off what you said. You said about schools with diversity. Normally, if you got a school with diversity, not saying you don't necessarily need affirmative action, but it's inclusive to everybody. They mainly you go in like your Ivy League schools, your Harvards, your Princetons, your Yales. These are things that where your parent, because your parent went or they donated so much money, and they may have a library name after them or something like that. And their kids are going. They automatically a shoo-in because the money is constantly funneled in, right? And it was designed for them from the beginning because even if you look at history, a lot of these Ivy League schools, they had slaves. Slaves built some of these schools. So of course it wasn't designed for you or people to look like you to be there. Of course, as time progressed, you have a small student body of minority, very, very small. So it's not that diverse. But the thing is, my thing is the people who benefited from affirmative action, who are now in places of power, who going against affirmative action. It's like it's almost as if like the boat sank. You got to use and you went overboard, and you got the raft. Now somebody else in the water, and you don't want to throw them the raft once you get to shore. It's like I think everybody should eat. You shouldn't just want to be the one to eat and don't let nobody else eat as well. But that's my take on it. But
Let me ask you this.
go
Do
ahead.
you want your kid going to a school that isn't as diverse?
Do I
That
want my
doesn't
kid to do
have
that?
much diversity? Even
That's a
if
good
it is
question.
Harvard. I
That is
mean,
that is a good question.
do you want your kid going there anyways? If
Yes.
they don't have a lot of black people?
You know what? Yes and no. I'm gonna
Okay.
say yes and no. Yes, I want them to go far as the experience, because
Yeah,
you
I
may
think-
you may actually have some black professors as well.
Yeah.
For
I do think that
experience.
Harvard is like an extreme case, but
But
go ahead.
that's what the Supreme Court.
Yeah, yeah.
That was the ruling come.
Right.
So yes, because you may have, and then maybe they may not have black professors or whatever. But in this race of society, the races, like our race, their race is all a race in society. A lot of times sometimes having a Harvard or some Ivy on your, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's going to
that's
definitely
definitely gonna
catapult
help
you.
you,
That's definitely going to
right?
help you, right? And that's why
That's why I said it's kind of an extreme case.
yeah, and that's why some people, for that reason, that's why some people join fraternities and sororities so they can have that extra. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'll say in that case, but I'll also say no because of what you said, because it's not as not as diverse. So I'm kind of in a gray area about that. So in that case,
Yeah.
I would kind of leave it up to my kid. You know what I mean? But also I would want them to go to HBCU as well, and
Yeah.
and feel able to feel at home and be among peers that look like them and things like that.
Exactly.
You know
That's what I'm
So-
saying. Is like, if a school already doesn't want to, put your kind into that school or admit those people into
So
your
why
school,
go?
I probably wouldn't want my kid going there
And I-
anyways,
and I get
or
that.
I wouldn't want to go there anyways. I want to go somewhere where I'm, accepted and people aren't looking at me weird because I'm the one token black there. You know what I mean? So that's just me. I know everybody's going to be all over the place on this issue. and I know a lot of people are going after what's the guy's name?
You talking about Clarence Thomas?
Clarence Thomas and all of these people.
What they calling him a sellout?
Yeah, which I think that
but it's only
since he benefited from the program, it is a little weird. But
and it's only 2 black people on the Supreme Court, right?
Yeah,
because Trump stacked that up with a bunch of Republicans. So let me read to you what was SCOTUS. You know what SCOTUS is? Mm-hmm. So the Supreme Court. Mm-hmm. What was SCOTUS' decision on Harvard University? So in a decision appending more than 4 decades of precedent, the Supreme Court on Thursday struck down race-conscious admissions programs at Harvard and the University of North Carolina, sparking concerns about far-reaching consequences for institutions of higher education across the nation. You know, so I mean, I think, man, to be honest with you, if someone who is paying money to a school to get their kid to go there, isn't that's of course that is nepotism.
Yeah.
But you know, that ain't too far. You know what I'm saying? That's not too far of you say you able to go to Harvard because of affirmative action, right? And say, you know, I'm white, but I got a lot of money. My child is going off of my affirmative action because I'm paying money to, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but that's all right, but it's not all right for you to go. And your grades, your SAT scores would be way better than my kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you know, I agree that, you know, the system is rigged in that aspect for sure. But I mean, again, I would have to do more research on all of this. I just think that, you know, any school that wants to be taken seriously would have diversity, you know, and I think that, you know, we've gotten to a point in America. I could be wrong again, but I think that we've gotten to a point in America where it's like, oh, we better have diversity, you know, and I mean, they probably should have never struck down this thing, you know, but it was hindering another group of people from moving forward, you know. So
we just ain't gonna let nobody in.
I think that's why they had to strike it down. But, you know. But anyways.
If you had a chance to go to Harvard, would you? Even if you did something online, stab that Harvard credential because, you know,
I think anybody would, you know,
would jump at that
because of what Harvard means. Harvard is like
so,
you know,
such prestigious.
People automatically are going to think that you're
intelligent, even though that may not be the case because you went to Harvard, Yale, Princeton.
Exactly. So, but you know, I do think that, you know, I wouldn't want to go there if I felt uncomfortable.
I get it.
The kind of people that were there, you know. So
you want to be around your own kinfolk.
You know, yeah, but you know, that's just me.
There's nothing wrong with that, man. You know, not everybody is embracing. I mean, I get it. I feel like, you know, you shouldn't, if you don't want to go, you don't feel embraced, you shouldn't have to go. But at the same time, why should you be discriminated against as well? You know, I think people feel like you taking more from them, and they don't want you to get as much as they have, and that doesn't mean you're taking more from them. This is America's supposedly the richest country. You know what I mean? So what could I take from you? Can't take nothing from you. What's for me is for me, and what's for you is for you.
Yeah,
that's the way I look at it. You know?
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to the submersible. Some new things have been coming out about this the submarine, this little small submersible.
Didn't you call it a conspiracy?
There have been a lot of conspiracies out there, and I'll share my conspiracy. What I think.
What you think? Yeah, I like to hear that. What do you think?
But I mean, we can start with the story, and then we can go into it.
So from Insider. and I quote this from Insider. It says, a former Ocean Gate advisor said that the Titanic submersible tried to reach the surface before it imploded, indicating those on board knew something had gone wrong. Man, can you imagine?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I can't imagine. You know, figure like, man, this is it. You know what I'm saying? And so,
man, that's sad if that's.
I know,
if
man.
that's the truth.
Like your final, like not even your final minute, like your final seconds.
Yeah. Well, 0.000 point, something
that's
seconds.
what I'm saying.
You know.
Oh my goodness.
Knowing that something had gone wrong. I will say that a lot of stuff that's surrounding this submersible is starting to seem a little like fishy, because they told us that it would have happened in an instant and they would have been imploded. But yet they found human remains.
Oh, they found some remains.
Yeah, they found some remains on the Titanic floor bed, and also they found. They're actually like bringing pieces of the ship out of the water.
I noticed some of the ship, but I didn't know about any remains.
The way that they were making it seem like was that like this whole thing was just going to be smashed into nothing because of the pressure and because of the imploding. And so there's a lot of like things that we don't know yet. I will say that this whole thing surrounding it has been weird. The fact that they made us like sit for 5 days
and know that those people were probably dead
and knew that they were dead. I mean, James Cameron is like hopping on interviews and telling us, "Oh yeah, I knew within an hour that they were dead." You know, like so. You know, man, an hour and a half. So I mean, like
truly sad.
So yeah, I mean, like it's kind of weird that all this stuff is happening. But yeah, I mean, I think. It is a sad situation. I know a lot of people are out there making fun of them because they're billionaires, but
what's your theory on it? What's your take?
Well, my theory on it is that somebody wanted them dead for some reason.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not really a conspiracy theorist, but I mean, like,
But that sounds like a conspiracy.
This many, like, wealthy people on this kind of a ship. I mean, we'll see what comes out about it, but I mean, I think that something like this doesn't really happen just to happen, So, especially with these people involved and some of the things that they went through, to get there and do it,
Man.
So.
I don't know. To me,
we don't have to get into the conspiracies.
To me, I mean, that's fine. I just believe that. It's wealthy, bored people, billionaires with nothing to do, and they want to go exploring, But if I was a billionaire, first off, one, I'm not getting no 20-foot submarine. I'm not going 13,000 feet down. I'm gonna stay on land and enjoy my wealth and my riches, my money. Now, will I probably get a yacht or something? Sure, why not? But I'm above water. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And two, I'm not paying $250,000. I don't care if I was worth $7 billion. I'm not giving $250,000 to go to the bottom of the ocean to see the Titanic. What? I don't care to see the Titanic. And three, once they did the tour. And I saw that PlayStation controller they use to navigate this thing. Ain't no way in hell. I don't even play video games. Ain't no way in hell I would step foot in that thing.
Apparently, that's not uncommon for most of those to have like a little controller like that.
Yeah, but to look like a PlayStation controller.
I know.
No.
Yeah, apparently it's not that uncommon. But
I know you need some type of controller, but man, I don't know about that.
Yeah, and I just want to second your kind of opinions, because there's no way I would do something like that. One, I'm never gonna jump out of a plane. You won't see me doing that.
You've been in the army. They tried
you. I won't be doing that stuff. I won't be I mean, I still feel weird now, or I feel weird now, even getting on a roller coaster. So, I mean, like, I try not to do anything that's going to put myself in danger. Because why? Because you want a little thrill, or you want to go and see stuff like this, it's like if there's a possibility for you to die, personally, I wouldn't do that. So that's just me.
So let me ask you this: do you care? Because we speaking about the submersible and these billionaires and what they do and what they with their money, they're at their own discretion. Would you have gone to space? Remember they took that trip.
Oh, no way. You won't see me do that either. I'm still weird about getting in a plane, dog. You think I'm weird to go to space?
You know what? And I'm gonna tell you my theory. You know what this is?
What's that?
And is this the Black Summit?
It is.
This the Black Summit.
Yes, we are.
You are not gonna find. There might be I'm gonna say 0.00001% of black person, but there ain't too many black billionaires out there in America that as is. Black people, it's already a venture being black every day in America. We don't need to go to the bottom of the ocean or out to space to find adventure.
Well, Michael Strahan did go up there.
Michael Strahan went up there?
He went up to space.
See, then he's part of that 0.0001.
He's got money.
Yeah, he definitely has money. One day I'd like to amass his wealth and have the same kind of wealth he has, but I don't care to go out to space. I stand corrected. You're not going to find a whole lot of black people who going to do stuff like that.
Right.
White people love adventure. They want to stick their hand in the alligator's mouth and stick their head in the lion's mouth. You got people in Africa, in the bush. Well, not now because it's a lot civilized, but out there, and they don't mess with wild animals. And they in the same environment. I'm just like, man, I don't need that type of adventure in my life. I just want to live gracefully, stay healthy, enjoy my family, enjoy my wealth, and maybe be a pillar to those around me. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. I don't need to go to space. I don't need to go to the bottom of the ocean to see what's down there. I think if it was meant for me to know, then God would have give me that ability to be able to do that without a ship, on my own to go back and forth.
No, I feel you. I feel you on that. And, that's so true. I mean, you won't catch me doing anything like that. I think they just want to, have a challenge and to say that they overcame something, I think that's what a lot of people like to do. The people who go to, Mount Everest.
Yeah.
And the people who climb these mountains and do all kinds of stuff like that. I don't know if you saw there's a great documentary about this guy who's climbing a mountain without any ropes. And he did it.
Does he look like me or does he look like you?
He doesn't look like us, that's for sure. But
thrill seekers.
Yeah, I think people like to have a challenge and to go after things, and to overcome these hardships that,
push the limits. Cause remember, Will Smith did something like that for his, one of his birthday. Remember he had the challenge and he jumped. Did he jumped out of a plane or he bungeed? He did
something where he jumped out of a plane and it was like a bungee thing.
See, he's really in that 0.00001% of black people, and he has wealth. You know what I mean?
So what's that one guy he's he's a magician?
You talking about
David Blaine?
David Blaine.
He does some weird stuff.
He does do some weird stuff.
Is he black?
No, he's not.
What is he?
He is Caucasian.
Oh, okay. Oh, he looked like he had something.
No, he's not. He's.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you know what? No, he's not. What is he? Sometimes he look Caucasian, but he definitely not black. Yeah, he does some weird stuff. Was he the one in submerged in water for in a bubble of water for a couple of days or something crazy?
Yeah, he's done all kinds of stuff, man.
Thrill seekers.
Doesn't say much. It just says he's an American.
He's definitely not black. He's not black. Nah, David Blaine is not black. He's got
some kind of color in him, though.
He does. Yeah. So. He definitely has. He doesn't have our melanin, but he does have some pigmentation. He does have something.
Yeah.
So let me ask you.
His mother's Jewish. He's got Italian, Puerto Rican. he's like Italian, I think.
Yeah, he definitely has
So
a
that's
little.
why he's got a little.
He has a little tan. He has a little year-round tan.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this:
Mm-hmm.
you say you're wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
What is something you would do that you feel comfortable in your limit that you would do for
To challenge myself?
Yeah, as a thrill seeker. What would you do?
I don't know. Probably like running. I'd probably take up like running or something. No, but listen.
Right. You mean like marathon?
Yeah, like a marathon. Damn, this guy. I actually, a couple years ago, I got myself up to a point where I could run for a pretty long time.
What's a long time?
And then COVID happened.
What's a half mile?
Probably for a mile. I could run a mile or two without stopping. And I was getting close to,
No, I'm saying we had to do 4 miles every day.
Well, yeah. But I mean, like,
some people run longer than that.
I started, where I couldn't run 0.2 miles, 0.2 miles. I couldn't do it. But then I worked my way up to at least 2 miles.
I mean, I get it, and that's good. That's good.
If I had kept going, I could probably run a marathon by now. But COVID happened and changed everything.
No, I'm saying if you were something with your wealth, because you can do that now and just be the average Joe.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, what I was gonna say was that like these people go on these like really really crazy marathon, things that they do.
Oh, you mean like say you go like to another country?
I'm talking about people run for 24 hours without stopping, stuff like that. I'd probably do something like that. Listen, I'm talking about some David. You know who David Goggins is?
I've heard of him.
Am I saying that right? David Goggins. He's kind of like this crazy like freak like athlete guy. But he's a Navy SEAL, and he started off.
Is a black dude?
Yeah, black dude.
Bald head, right?
Oh, yeah, he's great.
He's retired now. He been retired military. He did all this crazy stuff.
I know. But
you know how battered his body is? His joints, his legs, his feet is messed up real bad.
Because he's crazy.
Well, the human body is not designed to do that much. And doing that, it's not designed to do that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly. I know who you're talking about.
But his story is very
motivated,
inspirational.
He's
still
highly
running.
motivated.
He's still running. He's still doing
running
stuff. So, but I mean, like, I would do something like that.
That's what you would do if you was very wealthy.
Yeah, I would travel all over the place.
So you do like Forrest Gump, pretty much. He was wealthy. That's what you.
I mean, it's just about like finding challenges. When you overcome something, when you're faced with a great challenge and you overcome it. I think that it's something that does something to you. It changes you. It makes you, really take life, I don't know. It just makes you appreciate life more. And I know for me, like things that I've overcome, just like little things that have like, helped me out so much and made me who I am today. So yeah.
So if you were wealthy, you saying your challenge, you would go running.
Yeah, probably.
Speaking from
I can't think of anything else, but
I run.
What would you do if you were wealthy?
If I was wealthy, maybe have unprotected sex with some of these Illuminatis. That's a scary thing. That is
a challenge.
No. Let me see. My wealth, what would I do? That's very challenging. Man, that's deadly as well too.
There's a lot that you could do. You could go get your airplane. I mean,
I was thinking. I was gonna say that. Yeah, maybe like helicopter or pilot license, something like that, or maybe I'd probably go, learn to sail or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but those are actually, those are extreme dangerous things as well. You know what I mean? Being a pilot.
Yeah.
Or sailing. You can hit certain currents and things like that.
Oh yeah.
Maybe something like one of those things I would probably do,
Yeah.
Something like that.
I got you.
Yeah.
I know me. I wouldn't even get on a cruise. I probably won't get on a cruise.
You wouldn't? I have once.
You have?
Yeah.
You go back on it?
Not that I was scared of. Maybe something wrong with me. After a while, I got bored. When you done seen the whole ship
Yeah.
And I'm like, man.
It's only fun when I feel like you get like a huge group of friends. And
Yeah,
you guys are
yeah,
just
something like that. Yeah,
you're just
gotta
like
do something.
drinking the whole weekend.
And,
partying.
you know, yeah, having a good
So-
time. You don't have to be
Yeah.
sloppy drunk or pissy drunk or whatever. Just having a good time. And then when you dock, going out to places together and stuff like that, maybe something like that, you know. But if you're on that ship and when you step out on that deck and you see nothing but water for miles and miles and miles,
It's a little scary, dog.
I'm not scared. Just like it's like anxiety. Like, man, okay. And you know what could I mean? And it's food constantly. I don't know, but maybe you probably be good because you can sit there and just
I'd have
eat all
fun.
day, just pick up.
We're gonna eat. Come on.
You
Yeah.
know, but yeah, you should check it out, man. Go on the cruise one day.
I'll be on one of them cruises that don't really leave. You know, they just you can still see land over there.
Oh my goodness, because you know you can get a cruise from here now and go to the Bahamas. I think it only goes to the Bahamas.
No, I mean one day I'd probably get. I think that's the closest thing that I would go to, like doing something crazy where like
On a
like
cruise.
that. Like it's probably going on a cruise.
Yeah, you and your family. I'm surprised you and your
No,
family.
yeah, my family has gone on multiple cruises.
Oh, but you just wouldn't go with them.
No, I never really wanted
Care
to.
go.
Yeah, I never really wanted to be
So,
honest.
so you want to do something like that with some of your friends, something like that, a group of
Yeah.
your friends.
I think that would be cool. You
Yeah.
know, getting a group of friends
Yeah,
together and just
yeah.
going out.
I think you have a better time if you have a group of people with you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So what else you got for me?
All right. The last thing we're going to talk about is AI. AI is now coming for mathematics. People, universities and everybody are getting scared about the mathematic element to AI. And according to this New York Times article, that's like the next thing that's going to be happening is AI is going to be enhancing people, students with their mathematics. So
Students pretty much won't be doing the math problems or the equations
Exactly.
themselves. But you know,
Exactly.
I mean, like of course I had to do math. We all had to do math. I had to do math in college.
is
But
that
the thing
one of
is,
your strong subjects?
I'm decent in math. When I'm put it like this, I'm good in math. I'm good in English. When I am using it, you know what I'm saying, I can be very fluent. I can be very fluent in math, whichever math I'm using. You know, when I'm doing. But if I'm not doing it, then I gotta remember this and remember that. You know, so. But the thing is, when you're doing it in a classroom setting, you physically do it. But when you're on a job, you don't physically do it. They have mathematicians, or you using you know why? Because they don't want human error, especially because at first I was engineering in the military, and I was going for engineering, and they were saying like, yeah, you would do the math now, but when you're out in the field, they don't want to take the risk of you forgetting you might be point off or something like that, and if you're doing a bridge or a power plant or something like that, they don't want to take that mistake. So you would know the math, but then you would know how to properly calculate, or I heard they have mathematicians who do those things for you too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Me personally, I don't see nothing wrong with AI. And if you think about it,
what do you think of AI? Do you think?
I think it can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing. And a good thing in the sense of, far as math, yeah, you should know math. You definitely should know math. But how often you use algebra every day? Certain math you don't use. And
Right.
plus they're saying the way they're teaching is an old method.
Right.
I've seen other kids do math problems differently and do it in seconds.
Right.
I've seen it, you know what I mean? So I think AI can be a good thing. The con of AI is people losing jobs because of AI. Truck drivers about to be obsolete. I seen a video where they were at a dock. They were at the docks where the ships come in, and everything was AI. It was all machines moving everything. And it was one. He said he was the guy who was doing the commentating video. He said, "Yep, That's a machine. That's a machine. It only got a few people just to oversee it. That's it. AI is even going to take some IT jobs. But if you learn to get ahead of the game and learn IT, that can like the economy is going to have to restructure. You know, so pretty much what it is I know somebody remember you went through the like an agriculture age, farmland. Then you went through the textile age, right? You know how these, what I'm talking about through history. Yeah. So now this is the information age. So it changes over. So people are going to have to adapt, and some people are not. You know what I mean? In some way, in some shape or form, some way or another.
I think AI is great. I think that it enhances things. I mean, the fact that you can like type in a couple of sentences and it comes out with long page, papers
you don't like to write.
And all kinds of things. I mean, there's so much that it opens up. To me, the world of especially if you're lazy and you don't want to sit down and write things and stuff like that, but it kind of opens up the world for you.
But hold on.
And I think that it's enhancing a lot of things for a lot of people.
Wait a minute, let me interject, and I'm going to get just real quick. You said far as the writing. You're a filmmaker, and you write scripts. How do you feel about that with AI? Remember, they got the strike going on, so how do you feel about that?
I think that I don't like the fact that it can just kind of take over people's jobs. But, for people who are like, kind of lazy and don't want to do their own writing, or a studio who's like, oh, I'm tired of working with humans, basically because, you got to pay.
Hurt a lot of writers, man.
You got to pay a lot of money, to have these scripts written, and you got to put on a whole staff, and they're trying to make films cheaper and cheaper and cheaper to make them so that they can get more profit on the back end.
I know the Writers Guild hate you.
Yeah, I understand how they. No. I'm not saying that I'm on the side of the writers. I'm just saying that I do think that I can see how those.
But why they're striking, right?
It's more than just the AI.
No, it's definitely more than AI. But why, right?
Yeah, because the wages and the them not hiring them on as staff. They're basically gig writers. When we go out on a gig go work on a show, it's like we're not really full time here, so like we can be fired at any time. We can like not be called back that day, like all kinds of things.
It's not hired it's not staff, because really technically in film nobody's really hired as staff.
Well,
you're doing that job. No, what it is
but they used to do that back in the day.
They used to
have a writer's room.
Yeah.
And
Well, they
people
still have
would be
writers'
hired
rooms.
on. Yeah, well,
that's when studios actually hired people.
Right.
Because studios even hired actors at one time.
Yeah.
But you was only subject to that particular studio.
Well, they call them staff writers. That's why I'm just.
True. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But the reason is, if you act or you a director or what have you, a producer, you still can get some residual from that.
Yeah,
you can't have anything if the writer don't write. So the writers say you wrote a script, a phenomenal script, even won an Oscar, right? Now, granted, they're going to solidify you getting more work down the line. Says, man, Josiah's a phenomenal writer. You might have got 200,000. Everybody else done made a few mil. You're not getting no residual down the line off of that, And I don't think that's not right,
And yeah, it's tough for people to really make a living anymore. I mean, it's not just writers. I mean, the crew, I feel
tough
like
for everybody to make a living.
The crew did a strike last year, but I felt like we were undersold on that, or the resolution wasn't as great as it could have been for people. But their wages need to go up for across the board. I feel like in these creative endeavors, and especially in the film industry. But I do think that AI has enhanced a lot of things for a lot of people, and I think that it's a great opportunity for people who haven't had as much opportunity as others have to use that in their favor. I downloaded the app.
What, you got the Chat GPT?
I got the Chat GPT.
What have you used it for so far? What have you used it for?
I've used it for a lot of things, to be honest. Right now, mainly just to like, organize my life.
Explain. Can you expound on that, please?
Well, I mean, listen, the technology is great. You can type in anything. You can type in something like, hey, give me a 10-step plan on how to, live my life better. Like, you can type in anything.
But you don't need Chat GPT for that, though.
It's almost like Google, but you can go in and do all these different things.
So pretty much you use Chat GPT to replace a life coach, is what you're saying.
I mean, you can do whatever with it. You can have it write out stuff for you. You can do whatever with it. I mean, right now, I'm debating on using it to write emails for me, because, I don't really want to use all that brain power to go and write a long email. Somebody sends you a long email.
Do people even read long emails? I know I don't.
For people who know what I'm talking about, like, you don't want to have to
people
like
still read long emails.
Sit there and respond and try to be all nice. You could just type into Chat GPT, write a response to this email, make it casual, and it'll go in and just throw in all these different things, and it just makes it perfect.
Do you proofread it?
I do, yeah. You got to, because the technology isn't as advanced as a lot of people think it is. So you have to go in and make sure it doesn't say something weird. And to be honest, it's gonna sound like it's not you. If you don't put it you got to put in like very specific prompts in order for it to respond.
What does it just sound generic?
It sounds a little generic. It sounds a little weird. Like the other day, I asked it to type me up a Tinder. A Tinder opener, and it's like, it's like really like you could tell.
What is it? Read it.
It's almost like a white person.
What does it say?
No offense to the white audience.
Trust me, white people don't listen to this. Something said Black Summit. They don't listen to that.
It says, "Hey there, I couldn't help but be captivated by your stunning profile."
Go ahead. What else? That sounds pretty good.
It's like a little cheesy. It says first of all, this is too long. Your brilliant personality and captivating smile have definitely caught my attention. I'd love to get to know you better and explore the possibilities of creating some amazing memories together. Care to embark on this exciting journey with me? ? Let's see where our connection takes us.
Dang.
Smiley face.
Chat GPT sort of
smiley
smooth.
face.
This is how you refute that, right?
Okay.
Ask a woman, a female, not saying you got to be interested, just ask her opinion. What does she think? Hey, if you was on a dating site and I was on a dating site, or not even that, if I text you this or
women
whatever,
are ruthless. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, this is terrible. I would say,
see what they say, see what they think. Y'all put in the comments. Do y'all think if he sent you that?
I'm gonna type in casual.
If he sent you that, would you respond to him, or would you call him a square? Would you call him lame? Or you tell him go run, fat boy? Now this thing. Or what would you say to him if he sent you that?
I'm gonna type in write me a 1-sentence Tinder opener, casual. All right, so it just came back.
What did it say?
This is live GPT. It says, "Hey, just wanted to say you've got a great vibe in your photos, and I couldn't resist swiping right to see if we click in real life too."
What do you think? That's lame?
That one's actually not that bad.
It's not that. I know you, because I know you're going to use that.
You had to put the casual in there.
Yeah.
You said what?
I know you're going to use that.
No, I'm not going to use it.
Man, you better.
No.
That boy need to use AI.
Listen,
so
I'm about authenticity. I can't even talk.
Authenticity. Authenticity.
It's late, y'all. It's late. I'm getting a little loopy brain here.
You had a few beers.
I wish. I should start drinking on this podcast. Take a couple shots before. No, I'm just kidding. No. Anyways, AI is like it's changing the game. I am scared of it though because
You think it'd be like the Matrix?
I think it's gonna be like Terminator. That's what's gonna
Oh,
happen.
you think it's
Dog.
be like Terminator?
It's gonna be like Terminator. Yeah, it's getting to that point, man. I mean, if you put this Chat GPT app into a robot, I mean, it's basically a person, man. I mean,
Yeah.
if anybody's seen the movie Her,
But still,
it's basically like Her.
but still,
know?
you would have to tell it to do something if you put it inside a robot, right?
Yeah,
And
but
you might
like,
just give them the idea, man.
but I mean, like, if you just go in, you just like, if I just say "Hey" right now, it's gonna give me a response. So if I'm like talking to the
Like
robot,
Google,
yeah,
pretty
exactly.
much.
But if I say "Hi," it's gonna say "Hi, how's it going?" Blah blah blah. It's like really weird. So it's almost like you're talking to somebody. Watch this. Hi. Well, it says, "How can I assist you today?"
See, it's like Google or Bixby.
Yeah, it's kind of
Same
weird.
thing.
It's kind of weird. I don't know. AI is weird out there.
It is weird, but you all for it.
Yeah. Well, I'm for it up to a point. We do need to regulate it. We need to make sure that it doesn't get to a point where
It
these
takes
machines
over.
are going to kill us.
Oh, man.
So,
I tell you
what's
one
gonna
thing they
happen?
need AI at, and people would disagree. Well, I'm cutting back, but they need AI in these damn fast food restaurants.
No, that's going to take people's
Goodness.
jobs, man.
I know,
That's
man.
gonna take the
Oh my
jobs.
god! It seems like the ones who they always hiring.
See, that's where I'm not for AI. I'm not for AI if
Nah.
it's going to take people's jobs.
Oh, it's taking jobs
So-
already. It's already started. Assembly
know,
lines going to be AI. Truck driving AI. Yeah, it's predicted to take how many jobs? Look it up. How many jobs is AI predicting to take? Let's see. What does it say here? Let's find out. How many jobs? Many jobs is.
It's going to take a lot of jobs, and that's why
No, it'll tell you,
Andrew Yang used to talk about that, and he was going to give us the whole,
Well, okay.
the stipend every month,
What percentage of jobs will AI replace? Okay, so I'm reading this, and it says a global economics research report from Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs. From Goldman Sachs says that AI could automate 25% of the entire labor market, but can automate 46% of tasks and administrative jobs, 40% of legal jobs, and 37% of architecture and engineering. Oh, I already knew
That's
that
what I'm saying.
architecture engineering. I already knew that because that's deal with math
AI
and
is gonna
drafting
take
and designing,
over, man. It's
structure.
over.
How many
It's over.
jobs will AI replace by 2030? By 2030, I'm sorry. 300 million. Artificial intelligence, which is AI, could replace the equivalent of 300 million full-time jobs.
That's what I'm trying to tell
A
you, man.
report by investment bank Goldman Sachs says, once again, it could replace a quarter of work tasks in the U.S. and Europe, but may also mean new jobs and a productivity boom. Like I said, we went through these phases: agriculture, textile, with your plants and things. Now
Yeah.
it's AI.
People have to adapt. They got to get new skills and learn how to
You
do
think
these
it?
things. So.
Well, yeah, I guess in Hollywood, like we were talking about the Hollywood and things like that. Well, yeah, you got the Matrix, you got Terminator, you got iRobot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Here's what I will say: the fast food restaurants have already been taken over. By the way,
Psh, they damn sure ain't
if you
fast
go,
enough.
if you go to L.A., if you go to L.A. too, if you go to New York right now, you will see these machines that you walk up to, and you literally will click on it, and you don't even need a cash register person there to take your order or anything like that. Like, you can just go up to the machines and, I mean, look at Walmart. I mean, the self-checkout, man. I mean, you go to Walmart, you go to Target, they have them everywhere. So, the machines are taking over. AI is taking
the
over.
machines.
And when you put this the brain of a chat GPT with the AI, or sorry, with the robots, it's going to be over. I think it's going to be over for people. So that's why there needs to be regulation. That's why there needs to be, we need to make sure that nobody is using this in a very destructive way, because it can be very,
they will.
It can be very destructive. But anyways.
It said there's 10 jobs that Chat GPT.
Definitely, if you're
insider,
if you're a writer, I would be scared right now.
Maybe a lot of them are be coming for either they're going to use it to their advantage or they don't want it. Period. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I think it can help people.
10 roles like, of AI is most
you can write, a little bit. It can write a little bit for you. Like, it can get you started with some ideas.
See, that's one thing. Use the right cover letters, create children's books, and even help students cheat on their essays. Yep. The chat bot may be more powerful than we ever imagined. Google found that, in theory, the search engine would hire the bot as an entry-level coder in its interview at the company. Amazon employees who tested ChatGPT said it does a very good job of answering customer support, so that it may take customer support questions. It is great at making training documents and is very strong at answering queries around corporate strategy. Both IBM and British telecommunications giant BT Group cited that AI when announcing job cuts and saying that many wouldn't come back. The University of Oxford study found that 47% of U.S. jobs could be eliminated by AI over the next 20 years. That prediction appears to have been off base. A recent with Goldman Sachs against his 300 million full-time job, and still what does that say? Still Anu Madvacher or whatever, partner at a McKinsey Global Institute, said that human judgment needs to be applied to these technologies to avoid error and bias, she told Insiders, and I kind of agree with that. Users of ChatGPT also found that the bot can generate misinformation. Remember I told you about the lawyer who used ChatGPT to pull up case studies and kind of found out none of those cases even exist. Incorrectly answer coding problems and produce errors in basic math. So there are bugs and things to be worked out, but I guarantee you as time going, they're going to work them out. They're going to fix them, you know what I mean? And it's going to be even better, like with a Tesla.
Oh, it's definitely going to get better.
Talking to you and say, do you want to stop to eat? You haven't used the restroom in the past hour. It might.
The only thing about AI is that, I just think that it's going to be easily hacked.
Oh, definitely.
And people are going to use it to do all kinds of things. So you just got to watch out.
Oh, dude, it'll be on the black market, no doubt.
For sure.
We live in a corrupt world, corrupt society.
Exactly.
Anywhere people can get in where they fit in by any means necessary, and that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna use it to do some extortion, some of everything. They're gonna try to they're definitely going to try to launder money or funnel money out of certain. They might use it to go in Swiss accounts and funnel money some kind of way to funnel money in the other accounts. Trust me, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Anything else would be uncivilized.
100. What you doing for the 4th of July?
Even though I don't care to celebrate the 4th.
Oh, what's your thoughts on the 4th of July?
My thoughts on the 4th. Well,
I don't think you're going to like my thoughts.
Historically, we didn't receive independence. Our 4th is Juneteenth, really. Our independence, we were emancipated, you know what I'm saying? But, like tradition, black people, it's nothing wrong. I don't condemn nobody who celebrate or do whatever the case may be.
Let me ask you this. Oh, go ahead.
But I'm gonna say like black people in our tradition, we will any excuse to barbecue. That's what we gonna do. We gonna barbecue. So what I'm gonna do is
going with this?
I'm not having a big celebration. I'm just gonna hook me up a couple of berry can chickens for me and the fam. Got me a little bundt cake, some low foods, how do you say, some fixings, but to make some lemonade and just sit back and relax. I'll probably go kick it with a couple of friends of mine, hang out with them for a little bit, and just hang out and just chill. That's really about it, man. I use it as a time to congregate, to commune with your brethren.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? To be around family, friends, and loved ones. That's how we should look at it. Anytime we got chance to fellowship together and be safe and things like that, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I hope everybody's being safe.
Yeah. What about you?
Me, I mean, listen, I think, African American history, Black history, whatever you want to call it, is American history.
Right, I agree.
And I agree that I also think that, this is a country that our ancestors built. And
you think?
I mean,
that's facts.
No, I'm just saying, I think that a lot of people are a little unpatriotic about America, and I think that that's, totally understandable when you think about the atrocities that have been committed against our people. But at the same time, man, I'm an American, and so, I celebrate, the 4th of July.
You feel it's your right to do that.
Well, I just think that, if I was Cuban and we had the Cuban, even though Cuba's done a ton of wrongdoings to their country, they still celebrate the independence. If I was any other, person from a different country, they wave their flags, and stuff like that. So, I mean, not to say that I'm like a flag waving guy, know me, I haven't waved a flag or anything like that. I'm just saying that I'm gonna celebrate America, even though there's a lot of bad that has happened. But also I just look at how far I feel like my family has come and the people in my family have come, and thinking about my dad and how he kind of lived the American dream. And I think that there's a lot to be negative about America, but there's also a lot of good. And I think that even though this place wasn't really set up for us, I think that right now is a great time for Black people. And I think that we've definitely made a lot of strides, and so I choose to be positive about it all. So yeah,
it's all good. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, hell, I'm a veteran. Like Publicly said, I'm a Black man and I can never be a veteran. That's what Chuck D said. But shit, I'm a veteran. Here's Atlanta, never give a damn. So
yeah.
And when I think about it, you can say I fought for this country. I fought for the people who look like everybody, but I represent the people who look like me.
And those people are Americans. A lot of them.
Yeah. So you believe that you're African American or you American?
I'm an American. I'm not gonna say African American. I just if we don't really call Italian Americans Italian.
Yeah,
Americans.
What do you say about Blacks who feels a way about you? You know what I'm saying? You're African American. What do you feel about that? What do you say to Blacks?
Well, I kind of like, and even though he would probably say I'm a coon right now, but I kind of like what Dr. Umar says. He says I'm an American African. I don't identify as that, but I like that statement better than African American. Because you can say that you're an African who's you're an African American. I mean you're an American African. So it's a little bit different. So.
Yeah. I feel you, man. I say something slightly different because that whole term started. I believe they said Jesse Jackson because when I was younger, probably way before you were born, they used to say Afro American.
Oh yeah,
it wasn't African; it was Afro American.
I've heard that.
I was like, damn, where the hell that came from? But they said Jesse Jackson started. Apparently, from what I heard, don't shoot the messenger. That's what I heard.
Afro American.
Yeah, but there was Afro American, but I heard that came through with Jesse Jackson with that. I think he had a Rainbow Coalition when he used to try to. I know he was running for president. Mm-hmm. And I still couldn't understand that Afro. I remember I was listening to BDP, KRS-One, one of my favorite Boogie Down Productions, one of my favorite rap groups in the old school. And I remember he was saying why you call me Afro-American? Because I'm a black man with an afro. And he said, a white man, why isn't he European-American? You know, and I'm not quoting exactly what he said, but I know he said, I'm Afro-American because I'm a black man with an afro. You don't call, then why isn't he European-American, a white man with a long nose, you know? So I thought about it from that, you know, and then it went on African-American. And I was like, damn, you know, yeah, I'm African descent, but why aren't they European Americans? You know?
Yeah, I know. That's the thing.
If anything, call me a native. I'm African descent, and I'm proud of that. You know, I'm also Native American as well.
Yeah.
But you know, you see me, you see a black man. You know, from my mother's side, and my mother and father. You know, their grandmother was like, I believe, either all Native American or part Native American. So I'm also Native American as well, you know, but they don't go around calling themselves European American, you know. Now, I have some brothers from Africa who have their citizenship here. I look at them more as African American. They've been to the motherland and actually touched their feet in the soil from that, you know. Yeah. So I say I'm American of African descent. You know,
yes, that's a better way to say it.
I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that heritage, but I'm also Native American as well. Yeah. I'm also, hell, you might be Native American as well.
Native American.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you have more, think about it. You have more claim to this country than anybody. For one, your ancestors built it.
That's what I'm saying.
And your ancestors were here.
I don't see why everybody's like, oh, we can't really celebrate that holiday. And, well, I mean, I get it.
Yeah, you get it.
I can see why. But, I mean, like, at the same time, like, our ancestors built this thing.
But I can see why you celebrate it, too. On the black side, but the Native American side, no. Because this was already
theirs.
It's already theirs. It's my people's is already theirs. And plus they were saying that there were blacks who came here way before Christopher Columbus even been here. You know what I mean? But that's to go into another subject,
all
history and things like that. You know what I'm saying? But
history belongs to those who can write it faster, and I think that's
his story.
Well, that's what happened.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, he got to it really, really quick, but you know, eventually,
and wrote his story.
He wrote his story.
And
then later on, you know, we learned about other people who have been here from years ago.
But hey, you know, this brother want to celebrate. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
He's trying to make me look bad.
No. Anybody who want to celebrate.
All I'm saying is Black history is American history. It's
American history. So exactly. Anybody who want to celebrate, all I say is, look, be safe, fellowship with friends, family, and loved ones. You know, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? I don't knock nobody. If you know, when I was young, we blew fireworks and things like that.
Yeah.
You know, and stuff like that.
Have a good time.
My mother has a American flag because she's an American, and her son served.
We're Americans.
In the military. We are American, you know what I'm saying? So I don't
like I said, I ain't walking around toting a American flag.
I'm not doing that.
You know, I'm not like, yeah, this is my country.
Like a trumper. We built this on our back.
2024. You better believe. I ain't one of them people. All I'm saying is that, you know, Hey, this is a part of us. This is a part of our story. So
as beautiful and as ugly as the history is, it is our history. It's our struggle. You know what I mean? So embrace it how you see fit.
Word.
All right.
We out.
And that's a wrap. Peace.
Peace.